all this wasted effort? First the hurricane, then rats from the sea. What next, flying mud crabs? Surrender's mercy, we need more time before the inspection. Dominion inspectors. Headwoman Harani requested their aid to stop smugglers. We're honest farmers with good customers. Our moon sugar is used to spice food, not to brew skooma. When the inspectors learn we can't protect our fields, we're finished. Hairy, squirmy, squeaky little rats. They've infested the plantation since the storm. The inspectors will ask, if we can't protect our fields from those dung-dropping sugar-eaters, how can we protect them from skooma-brewing thieves? Find out why Cindertail's Sench tigers roll on their backs instead of filling their bellies with rat. Does one expect to keep his job if the inspectors find vermin in our fields? At best, the inspectors will recommend our moon sugar be confiscated. To the east, a plantation burns. Was it due to the inspector's recommendations? Who can say? Either way, Mistral will weep for our passing. With laughing moons gone, skooma will flow through the streets. When moon sugar runs dry, people turn to smugglers. With smugglers comes skooma. But the inspectors aren't from here. If we tell them, they will not listen. Ha! You pull this one's tail, yes? A white powder, very sweet, used as spice for food. Some of us believe it gives true insight into Jokajay, where all fates are bound. Others use it to brew skooma. It is not this one's place. The monks at Two Moons Dance might instruct you if you seek them out. At best, the inspector...
Want to buy a carpet? How about 3? They aren't good for much else. Yes, Afe, even you. Do not eat the rats, this one says. Do they listen? No! Stupid Sench. Lazy Sench. They already did. That's the problem. Moon sugar makes you sleepy if you eat too much. Rats eat moon sugar, Sench eat rats, and then lazy Sench. Especially you, Gobani. Not with sugar bellies. These useless Sench could only kill a rat if they fell upon it. From a great height. Go inside, lock the doors, wait until they leave? No. Let this one think. Without Sench hunters, what could... Thunderbugs. No. It would never work. Thunderbugs nest nearby. They defend their delicious eggs from anyone who'd make a meal of them, yes? If you grabbed an armload of eggs... Undoubtedly. But they'd hesitate to harm the eggs once you possess them. Smash an egg into each rat nest, and the Thunderbug's electric frenzy kills the rats before the inspectors arrive. You're sturdy, yes? A little shot won't stop you. Wonderful! Save some eggs for Cindertail, yes? They are so very tasty.
We did not expect you so soon, Inspector Tarma. Speak speak of Namira, our specialist. Inspector Tarmar was just commenting on the difficulties pests present to any plantation. We'll be rid of these vermin in short order, yes? Of course.
One must arrive early to see the truth of things. A lapse in control leads to smugglers brewing skooma. If there's reason, I'll recommend headwoman Harani shut this plantation down.
The truth. But we have nothing to hide, Inspector.
I hear that often, Clan Mother. Far too often.
I've little time to talk.
I can't tell you about some vermin. Clan Mother.
The stench of fried rat heralds your arrival. Are there any eggs left? Motivating tigers is hungry work. A pity. Someday you must show me your technique for egg acquisition, yes? It would be good to have alternatives the next time these lazy muskarses go on a sugar binge. Even you, Marapa.
Rachin's own luck, Inspector. As though clever luring thunderbugs out of their mounds like that. A scheme worthy of Bandar himself. They're all gone then? Excellent. Our gracious Inspector has been most patient with us. Perhaps witnessing your ingenuity will affect his findings. Joan and Joe dance kindly with you, Walker. Whatever the findings of our esteemed Inspector, we are in your debt. Truly.
If this place remains open, as has yet to be determined, the Clan Mother should hire you in a more legitimate capacity. Don't fret over much. If my duty requires it, I can tolerate such rustic accommodations.
How was your voyage to our island? You arrived before the great storm, yes?
Yes. We arrived in Mistral before it struck. I understand the rest of the fleet was not so lucky.
My condolences, Inspector. Canarthi's price is not always so high. We can only hope she'll return some of those she has taken.
I'll require accommodations for myself and my aide. You'll provide them, of course.
Naturally. Will you be dining with us as well?
That will not be necessary. Khajiit fare is too... cultural for my palate.
Oh no! Will you be staying with us long, Inspector?
As long as necessary. One can only tolerate so much fresh air.
Truly. Then we'll endeavor to make your stay comfortable.
May I?
Don't fret too much. If my duty requires it, I can tolerate such rustic accommodation.
How was your voyage to our island? You arrived before the great storm. I don't know.
This one has heard reports. You've kept busy. Good. You fit in now more than ever. How did things go? Clearly, you were meant to help us out. John and Jode have a sense of humor, yes? And of course, Raz thinks discretion deserves a reward. Keep your wits about you, my new friend. Mistral's houses cast deep shadows, and vipers lurk in the tall grass. Mistral is the jewel of the southern seas, a free port with trade ties to half of Tamriel. Ambassadors from the Dominion arrived weeks ago to negotiate its admission into the Alliance. Unfortunately, things have not gone smoothly. Kenarthi's Roost has an old treaty with the Maumar. They claim the Dominion fleet intended to invade their home waters. It's a sticking point in the negotiations. The Sylvanar could use some help. Find him, give him this token. He'll know you are a friend. Without Mistral's support, the Dominion will have precious little defense on its southern coasts. But we are not here to conquer anyone. The Sylvanar knows this. He is in the Chancery, seeking a peaceful resolution here. The High Elves, Wood Elves, and Khajiit stand united under the Eagle Banner. We secure our borders against invaders from the Covenant and Pact, but it is no easy task. And Queen Irene leads our dominion, of course. He is the voice and spirit of the Wood Elves. They say he was, and will be their greatest leader, whatever that means. This one knows him as an unrivaled diplomat. He is also the Dominion's best hope of resolving this matter peacefully. The High Elves, Wood Elves, and Khajiit stand united under... Razumdar is just a simple Khajiit. He seeks the best for all the people of Tamriel. Also, a saddle that won't pinch the tail. One day. I have many fine goods.
Well?
As part of the Dominion, you will taste a real, live dog.
I bring an urgent message from Rhea Opacarius, Chief Oracle of the Twilight Queen Azura. Best discuss that with Rhea. Too many eyes and ears here. She awaits you in the Cloudy Dregs Inn in Wayrest.
It is safely caged.
What do you want?
For prosperity. Tahara would not
Is the
want to tear
Sylvanar
flesh from
blind?
your bones.
Every one of these sea elves is a venomous serpent waiting to strike. We should have cleansed this place of Maormer scum the moment we arrived. Lorcan, take them all. Why did the Sylvanar negotiate with these filthy Maormer? Those pirates are a stick in the High Elf eye. They capture our merchant ships and raid our settlements. If I had any say, we'd negotiate with a sword at their throats. Not as long as the Sylvanar confuses diplomacy with capitulation. He's inside with the rest of them, pretending this won't end in bloodshed. Go, see this farce for yourself.
No wine. Stringy meat. My beloved Sylvanar cooling these squabbling children instead of warming our bed. If there's a more tiresome place in all of Tamriel, I haven't found it.
Your pardon, friend. The Dominion's arrival on Kanaathi's roost has upset the locals. It falls on me to smooth the waters. Please, help yourself to food or drink. I'm happy to speak with you once this matter is settled. Most unexpected. It seems we have a mutual friend. May I ask, what brings you to Mistral? Then perhaps you can advise me on a small matter. The Maormer have a treaty with Kanaathi's roost. This is nothing to fear. A treaty is something I can work with. Yet neither Ambassador Ulondil nor Headwoman Harani will produce a copy. Indeed, why not? It would be indecorous to suggest the treaty is anything but actual and sound, yet I fear it won't present itself without a more active line of inquiry. Would you be my voice in this with Ambassador Ulondil and Headwoman Harani? Exactly. A chorus of requests may succeed in carrying the tune. Harani in particular seems eager to see this resolved, though I fear the Dominion presence binds her hands. But I'll leave you to it.
It's hard to keep track of the new faces since the hurricane, but I don't believe we've met. Welcome to Mistral. May your stay here be full of warm winds and soft sand. And I told him, The mere act of doing so would complicate matters with our longtime Maormer allies. They take great offense to the Dominion's claims upon our island. Look around you. What great armies do you see? Our survival depends on knowing when to fight and when to please. The treaty brought us prosperity for generations. I will not be the one to break it.
We upheld our treaty with the people of Canarthy's Roost for generations, and this is how they repay our kindness? We will not allow High Elf thieves to gain a foothold in our territorial waters. By all rights, this is our island. Harani's people occupy it with our blessing. If she breaks the treaty, so breaks our truce. We'll take back our island, and the Khajiit will pay the price. We keep a copy on an island far from here. I see no reason to send for it. I won't allow High Elf wharf-rats another chance to take our rightful lands. Why don't you bother Harani for her copy?
Any luck securing a copy of the treaty? Then there's little chance for compromise. I'll call a break in formal talks until everyone calms their nerves. You understand the stakes, yes? It's why I ask you to take a more active role in locating the treaty. I don't do so lightly. I can't allow the Dominion's first act on Canarthy's Roost to be one of conquest. I understand our mutual friend prefers the rum served at a nearby tavern. Perhaps he would have ideas on securing a copy of the treaty. It's a name, a title, and our holy city. Quite an honor to carry around such an important word, and the occasional burden in its confusion of outsiders. Not even the Green Lady calls me by my given name. Edelorn doesn't roll off the tongue, I suppose. As Sylvanar, seems like it's been such a short while, but the wrinkles on my face tell me differently. Or did you mean as Dominion Envoy? I've taken on diplomatic tasks for our fledgling alliance since its inception, so not very long at all. A freshly grown fruit, still without blemish. On behalf of the Bosmer people, it's my goal to keep it that way. If you speak with the Green Lady, don't mistake her manner as distaste for the Dominion. She simply misses our home of Valenwood. She sustains me, and I her. Together, we are the aspirations of the Bosmer people given form. Put simply, she is the love of my life. Also, she grows ill-humoured when I gush about her within earshot. I'd best say no more.
Marvel at its slavering maw. Joining the Dominion
Be
isn't about what he's
disgusted by
taken
its
from.
cold,
You think this one drinks on the job? Good. Then so will everyone else. What is the word, my new friend? Ulandil certainly won't. His viper tongue is sharp. But Harani can't because her copy was stolen. It only takes 3 drinks to loosen the tongue of the Chancery clerk, if you were curious. A good question. Raz answers it with an interesting bit of trivia. Ulandil posted a guard at his quarters the day of the theft. His subtlety is rivaled only by his pleasant personality. Oh, and it's 5 drinks for embassy staff. 6 puts them out. Someone needs to slip into Marmor Embassy, find a way past the guard, and rifle through Ulandil's private quarters. Oh, and do it without bloodshed that could provoke war with the Marmor. In case he was not clear, Raz is talking about you. The pragmatist in this one says it's because you have no firm connection to the Dominion. The optimist says it's because you have proven yourself more than capable already. When you have the treaty, meet both of us at the bridge.
put out to sea.
Watch your step, Groundwalker. Ambassador Ulondil isn't here. And if he was, he'd be far too busy to entertain the likes of you.
Off-limb. Are you lost? Ambassador Ulondil's quarters aren't open for visitors. None of your business. Go bother the clerk. He doesn't know when to shut up either.
Ambassador Ulondil is... That's what I've been wondering. He spices his rum with moon sugar, you know. I'm sure one of the servants brings it to him. If I catch him sleeping at his post again, I'll inform the ambassador.
Floors that don't sway, sand that creeps into boots, bugs the size of anchors. May the gods see me posted to a proper ship. So, he's actually doing his job? Most of the time he's writing love letters to some pretty face in town. Zadi or Zami something. He's a fool in a crow's nest, searching the horizon for any sign of her love.
Are you lost? Ambassador... What? Give it here! She wants to meet me? Now? Out of my way!
cause trouble.
Your
Another
chance
one?
for untold prosperity comes with Dominion rule.
Come and see from the distant shores of Glanumbra a real, live dog.
Together, we'll achieve.
Do not worry. It is safely caged.
The spring in your step. Did you know a sense of accomplishment can alter one's stride? You'll learn to notice it in others. The Sylvanar is certainly being watched by the Malmar. You should inform him the treaty is safe. He will know what to do next. The Sylvanar and the Green Lady are being put up in the Armorer's home. This one recommends you knock before entering. Green Lady gets jumpy at silent approach. At a quick glance, there are holes in the treaty. When the Sylvanar worries at them, he'll tear a hole in the Malmar's side. The treaty, of course. Not Ambassador Ulandil, though that would be funny.
The Sylvanar's inside resting. You have 5 minutes. Time for you to leave. No! No! You found him like this? What did you see? Answer me! Then you know nothing. 1,000 curses on this wretched island. They've taken my beloved. None who'll survive the day. I am the unerring bolt. Once loosed, I cannot stop till I pierce my quarry's eye. Harani knows her own city. If she won't tell you who did this, I'll shorten her tale until she does. Now go! Go!
If they don't make the drop soon, let's cut our losses and make for the mainland.
This one does not like it. But perhaps you are right. Still.
Dahara would not let it tear the flesh from your bones.
Not again. Please. I understand what the Sylvanar desires, but I already told you. We cannot provide him with our copy of the treaty. Did. But he was just here. What happened? How awful. Who would harm such a peaceful creature? My guards saw nothing. We doubled the watch to ensure safety. I cannot abide the Sylvanar's murder in my town. I'll shut down the port if I have to. None sets sail until his killer is brought to justice. Of course. I hereby declare you a deputy of the Mistral Guard. No door shall be barred to you. On my desk, you will find the most recent reports from the Mistral Guard. You are welcome to review them for any inconsistencies that could lead to the killer's capture.
The Sylvanar murdered? These treacherous Khajiit have plotted with the Maormer to slay our noble envoy.
How dare you! The Sylvanar was our guest. You go too far, Vicereeve.
Outrageous! More Dominion treachery. I will conduct my own investigation.
No sea rat will show me up. I'll get to the bottom of this myself.
Oh no!
No one here. Perfect. As good a place as any. If that clerk has any sense, he'll find it.
This elf is mad. I deal in reagents, not instruments of death. I sell no poison. Check the ledger inside. I beg you.
This apothecary must have had a hand in the murder. I'll get it out of him, one way or another.
This is taking forever.
Get off my ship before I throw you off! And I need a new rigging and a serving wench. Too bad for us both. Now get off my deck before I throw you off! Why didn't you say so? You're a deputy of the guard? The same guard whose authority ends where my ship begins? On the dock or in the water, your choice. Well, That's a serving wench. 3 minutes. If my sailors see your hands where they shouldn't be, I'll keel-haul you myself.
Don't cause trouble.
Another one?
What's your step, Groundwalker?
Marvel at its slavering maw.
Too much to do and too little time.
You need something special for your home.
Killing the Sylvanar was foolish. The Green Lady and the Sylvanar shared a life bond. She has little time to avenge him before she too will die, and the Green Lady is a most dangerous creature. But then, you have that spring in your stride again. What have you learned? The Maumer planned something, but what? Wait. The apothecary sold Daedra blood in these specific amounts? That would explain the strange liquid upon the... Oh no. Bright moons, no. This is a sample of the vile cloud from around the Sylvanar's body. Bring it to the Green Lady. Tell her it killed her beloved. As for the rest, Harani will see what you found. We must move like Kenarthi herself is at our backs.
The killer will share the pain my beloved's death has wrought. Hand down the throat, a kiss for my wrist. Hand on the lungs, a kiss for my arms. Grasp, tear, yank, and one last kiss for the killer's own heart. Now, what have you found? No poison in all of Tamriel could harm my beloved. But this scent was on his body. Why is it out here as well? I can see it, leading away into the heart of this wretched city. You're blind to it, easily remedied. Follow if you can.
Be disgusted by its cold, oozing nose.
covered my tracks. Couldn't have found me. I followed his orders. Daedric poison for the wood elf and his mate. I followed his orders. Ulandil, he said they could stop the Tempest. Had to be removed.
I've heard enough.
His orders. Had to follow his orders.
There. You did what you had to. As did I.
Daggerfall, packs of these horrible monsters.
The Dominion welcomes all who wish to join.
Ah, the errant deputy. I was just informing headwoman Harani of her apothecary's connections to the High Elves of Somerset Isle. Once the torture begins, we'll learn why the Dominion killed their own diplomat. My what? You mean the apothecary? I assure you, he was never in my employ. Oh, well done. It doesn't matter now. The Green Lummox and her idiot husband lie dead. There's nothing you can do to stop us. You're lying. She must be dead, or else she'd have come for me. She's coming for me, isn't she? I'm a duly appointed ambassador of the Mauma people. The grounds of the embassy are sacrosanct, according to our treaty. The Tempest is coming. You cannot stop it.
Sea rat coward.
This is madness. There has been enough death in this city. This does not excuse mindless slaughter. We are better than our enemies. You must apprehend him. Don't let the Green Lady cut him down like an animal. We must learn what the Maomer plan for Canarthi's roost. I trust you'll do what's best for my people. Now I must apologize to Vicereeve Peladil. Whatever the Dominion needs, we will provide.
I warned them. Warned them! But why would I know anything about Maomer treachery? Maybe now they'll listen to reason. It only takes a murder, right?
Move, unless you don't mind the spatter. I'll keep him alive for a time. He won't starve. His limbs have so much flesh to sustain him. Go tell Harani the Marama is dead. Leave me to my work.
Mercy. Please. Mercy. Save me from this mad woman. I do. By all the gods, I do.
Move, unless you... I'll keep him alive for a time. Exactly. And I'll have the blood that's due. What does this creature's life matter to you anyway?
You dare speak for my Sylvanar? I'll beat you with your own flayed skin. I'll smash your teeth to powder and choke you with the dust. You're right. Curse your bones, you're right. Take them away before I lose myself.
Keep her away from me.
We've taken Ulandil into custody thanks to your quick action. No treaty will keep him from proper justice. I understand. I am certain she'll find another way to mourn her husband. I asked Ulandil what he meant about the Tempest. After what that Green Lady did to him, it is difficult for him to focus. But what he did say isn't good at all. The Maomr have some ships waiting offshore. Ulandil's people signaled them before the Green Lady arrived. Some sort of invasion force. With the Dominion's help, perhaps we can fortify the town. That alone may save many lives. I signed a new treaty moments ago. Vicereeve Peladil assured me the Dominion will protect our little island. It's a new beginning for Canarthy's Roost. We will prosper or fall together.
Hey, slow pause. You! Yes, you! Commander Karaneth needs you immediately. The Maomr attacked Cat's Eye Key from the sea. Commander Karaneth holds the line at the docks. She needs help stopping the Maomr before they push into Mistral. Zairi will find more to help. Be swift, Slowpaws. Move with purpose, Slowpaws. Only the fleet of foot survive.
What am I to do?
You there. The Maomr attacked Cat's Eye Key with their Sea Viper forces. We need every able body for the rescue effort. Huh! A counterattack. I'd settle for an organized defense. Our forces are scattered too thin. If we can't hold the gates, Mistral will fall to the Maomr. I'll coordinate Dominion forces from here, but I can't lock down this gate until the survivors clear out of the market. Send them my way. We need everyone able to...
That Maomr ambassador was plotting against us all along.
Snakes! Giant snakes!
Those Maomr pirates came from the water. They're all over Cat's Eye Key. Sea vipers happened. One must have struck me on the head. When I woke, a sea viper was carving strange runes on my bodyguard's skin. I hit that awful pirate with a broken spar and we ran. No, we can still move. We'll head to Mistral if it's safe there. By the 8, it's inspiring to see Dominion soldiers. Maybe Sergeant Fionna can pull off her counterattack. The Marine by the gate to Cat's Eye Key plans to strike back at the Sea Vipers. I'm sure she can tell you the details. We'll get moving. Gods grant you strength.
can't let those Marmot pirates reach Mistral. They'll butcher our families. I saw great serpents emerge from the waters. Those sea viper cowards made them snap at everyone in striking distance. No. When I saw my neighbors fall, I ran. What kind of Khajiit am I? You were with Dominion, yes? Your Sergeant Firion plans to strike back. Give those pirate cowards a trouncing. I'll do no such thing. If any of those sea vipers shows a face on this side of the gate, I'll claw it off myself.
Not one sea viper will make it through this door. I went to the Malmor embassy. I thought they might know a method to free Aurelian from the Temple of the Morning Springs. Instead, I found them attacking Cat's Eye Key. I couldn't stand by and let that happen.
What are you doing here? It doesn't matter. If you're in the mood to cave in some sea viper skulls, I don't really care. You feel that cold air rushing off the sea? Just like it was before the hurricane. We can't wait to cut off the snake's head. We are the Dominion counterattack. I sent my squad to scout Cat's Eye Key. If they haven't learned what the Sea Viper's plan, they can poke around until we figure out what needs chopping. Don't worry, your wizard friend can seal the gate behind us. I'll hold the gate, if you think you'll have need for a wizard. Or you could bring a Dominion Marine. Up to you. Then let's fillet these fish elf back.
I swear, no Malma will make it past me.
Hey, squad got separated. Nistel and I found Onglorn. They hurt him bad. Sea vipers carved runes in his chest. I grabbed him. Nistel held them off. Hunting sea vipers. If you see her, tell her Onglorn will be all right.
You've done your part. Get back to Mistral when you can. Oh, Nistel. We should check the houses, or secluded areas with good visibility of the key.
ringing head is bad. But when it remains somewhat head-shaped, that is good, yes? I was in the caves, working, when I heard a strange howling. Then warriors came out of nowhere and struck without mercy. Sea vipers, Maorma pirates. We paid protection through the month and let them put those strange totems in our cave. They've never been in the skooma trade. I meant moon sugar. Hit my head, you see. Our deaths, I suppose? After they killed enough of us, they left the rest of us alone. They knew we wouldn't fight back. They only paid attention to those totems. Well, until they collapsed the cave entrance. Some high elf wizard tried to get in, so they collapsed it. I dove outside. Lucky me. The wizard tried to tell me something, but I couldn't hear him at all. He stuffed this paper in my hands and walked off. Here, maybe you can make sense of it. What's that? My ears were ringing. Would you mind repeating the obvious? Wait, don't think me ungrateful. The wizard was looking for another way into the caves. I heard rumors of a secret door by the cliffs, but I never saw it myself.
Seem to harness a combination of wind and spirit. I wonder if I can... Excuse me, do you mind? Indeed. I suppose that's optimal. These sea viper rituals are barbaric, but quite effective. The hurricane they summoned to dash our fleet against Kanathi's roost? That's nothing compared to their current efforts. You clearly haven't studied the fundamentals of blood sacrifice. You see, these serpent-shaped statues, they're storm totems. They collect spirit energies from rune-marked subjects and channel it, like water through a funnel. Exactly the right question. It seems the sea vipers use a specialized lodestone to block the channel. Approach an active storm totem, hold forth the lodestone, and harmlessly siphon the energy away. You should see for yourself. Completely. Go ahead, don't be shy. It's not as though the storm totem's energies will cascade throughout your body until you're nothing but a lifeless, smoking husk. But do avoid standing in the puddles, would you? Phenomenal. I knew proximity was the key. And look at you, not even a hint of electrocution. You have the principle. Now to apply it to the other storm totems before... Well, best not to worry about that. No, I really shouldn't worry you. I can't say for certain. It's one of two things, neither of which is good for anyone on this island. You don't stoop to blood sacrifice unless you need a lot of energy very quickly. And, well, to release it, just as quickly. Listen, you handle the storm totems. I'll determine how to best counteract the Sea Viper blood ritual without destroying Mistral. Does that seem equitable? The only certainty is the lack of time. You should hurry. This is Eilsil, speaking directly to your mind. Find my Psijic projection near the tunnel exit. I know how to stop the mob.
I know what they're planning. Through my Psijic projection, I observed an old ritual site north of Mistral. The Sea Vipers summoned a powerful creature known as a Storm Atronach. They're funneling all that energy into their bound Storm Slave. The creature can only hold so much energy before it discorporates. All the energy will wash over Canarthi's roost, killing anything it touches. Except for the thunderbugs, of course. Oh, and the mountain north of Mistral will shatter, leaving no trace of the town. Ah, there's the genius of their plan. How do you bind a creature made of storm energies? With the wind itself. 3 ritual horns trap Storm Slave, but the lodestone now has enough storm energy to counteract the false winds. Elegant, yes? It will shed its corporeal form and safely release its stored energy. By safely, I mean in relation to Canarthi's roost. I recommend moving a fair distance away from Storm Slave when this happens. Perhaps keeping solid rock between it and yourself? You'll have no trouble. But in the event you do, I've opened a portal at a distance of 1 league from Canarthi's roost. There I'll tread water in the open sea until I've observed your success. Merely a precaution. I have every confidence.
Whoa. I wish Nistel could have seen that thing.
Of the sea, your bonds cannot hold the tempest.
Come! You must leave this place! Follow me!
Don't mourn for Nistel. You made sure her sacrifice had meaning. God's favor you, friend.
We swept the shoreline. Commander Karanith captured some Maormer. The Green Lady slaughtered the rest. You fought well.
The Prowler is headed to Oridon, and we're happy to ferry you there. When you're ready, hop in the launch. We'll set you up with your own bunk. Chests full of gold. Owning a sound ship after a hurricane can be quite lucrative, even when the only cargo is Dominion luminaries seeking passage. Don't worry, I won't charge you. Without your help, the Prowler would be a mass of broken timber.
Some lightning rods.
Canarthy's Roost seems happy to join the Dominion now, but it won't last. I give it less than a year till they forget what happened here.
We're gone 3 hours, and the Maormer attacked the city? Typical. Always missing the real fight.
You have to admit, the temple was interesting.
Stone, water, and talkative ghosts? What about that is interesting?
Every part?
You're hopeless.
You're quite handy at defeating Maormer's sorcery. I hope to see you again. Hopefully with Varelian at my side.
It's done. The Sea Vipers are defeated. I should feel like we won, shouldn't I?
You're slow, but you turn the tide of battle. Zaeri admits that counts for something. Today you saved Mistral from destruction. Canarthy herself must watch over you.
I ran out of Maormer to kill. If you find any more, let me know. I suppose I'll mourn the Sylvanar. I must find oils for his body and tools for the rites. I can almost feel his hand on mine and hear him whisper, all things find their way. But they won't. He's gone forever. And soon, I'm to follow. The Sylvanar sustains the Green Lady. Thus has it always been with every pair. I am not long for this world. I believe I'll find the Maormer's home island. Before my beloved pulls me back to the Green, I'll drown them in a tide of Mara's tears.
Something is very wrong here. What do you think happened?
My friend, to escape death so triumphantly is constant thrill, yes? Not so thrilling for the Maormer, of course. The Maormer are fled or dead thanks to your efforts. Canarthy's Roost is safe and voluntarily a part of the Aldmeri Dominion. So if you must know, Razumdar keeps an eye on promising people. If Raz had known you would do so well, he would have scrounged you a nicer reward. Apologies. The Mistral Armory is not what it once was. The Maormer are like drunken uncle. Chase them off, and they always come back. Next time, Canarthy will be waiting for them. Problem is, there are places that will not be so prepared. If the Vipers are here in numbers strong enough to assault Canarthy, all of the southern seas are in danger. The Queen is in Oridon right now, beginning a royal visit. Raz would ask you to head to Volkelgard and report to Watch Captain Astanya. Astanya can pass word to Her Majesty. Perhaps you can catch a ride on the Prowler. Raz her Jimila plans to set sail. He suspects she may owe you a favor. Of course. After all you have done for us here, it would be rude of Raz to say no. Astanya's the lovely watch captain of the Volkelgard Watch. Raz has shared more than one drink with the captain, and more than one fight. She's getting a bit grouchy now that she's tied to one port, but she should set you aright. This one is a simple Khajiit, like he said when we first met. He resolves issues as they come up. He acts in the best interest of the Dominion and the Queen. Oh, Raz would not be surprised. You have already proven yourself a competent sword. Simple Khajiit like this one have a tendency to need competent people like you. Very tall elves and very pretty shores. Oridon is the most worldly part of the Somerset Isles, and still many of the High Elves consider it a sanctuary away from the rest of the world. This one thinks they are kidding themselves.
What do you think happened? Maybe we should invest in some lightning rods.
Hello there.
Care to borrow?
The Prowler is headed to chests. Aye, the Prowler is fully restored and ready for heavy seas. Quartermaster Oblan even managed a few improvements using some Maurmer donations. Have no fear, she'll get you safely to Oridon.
I was worried you'd never wake up. You slept all the way from Canarthy's Roost, right through the hurricane.
It's good to see you, friend. You will always have a place aboard the Prowler.
Greetings to you.
Fair day. I'm Astanya, watch captain. With the Queen in town, we have extra security precautions to see to. Where are you traveling from? Old Raz sent you, eh? That could complicate things. Thank you for telling me. The Queen's enemies are all around her. Her protectors must be vigilant at all times, and this information will be critical in their calculations. I'll make sure news of the Marmor is passed on to the appropriate parties. Don't you worry about that. Now, what's your name? I'll need it for the official register. I'll just write that down. By order of the 1st Oridon Marines, your presence in Valkelgard has been registered. Do your best to stay out of trouble and out of the way. Fare you well. Help? No, I don't think so. Actually, my guardsmen are all tied up right now. If you're up to it, perhaps you could look into some things for me. Good. I want you to speak with 2 members of the Queen's Court, Advisor Norian and Steward Aminway. They await assistance from the guard, hands I can't spare just now. Who do you want to speak to first? I see you prioritize well. You'll find him at a warehouse west of here. Be sure to tell him that I sent you. Once you've finished with both of them, report back to me on the town. Well, what are you waiting for? You hit your head recently? The Queen leads the Old Mary Dominion. She had some kind of wild time away from court a few years back, but now she's returned to reclaim her birthright, lead the Alliance. Off gallivanting across Tamriel? Who knows? Who cares? I wish I could just quit my job and come back to it when I get bored. Probably talking up the unity of the Dominion. Not all the Altmer are fans of the Alliance yet. No offense. Queen Irene's personal guard. They're led by Battle Reeve Urselmo, one of the most decorated warriors in the Dominion. No, I'm captain of the city guards here. The Marines are the right arm of the Queen. My duty is to the city. Huh! He's got an active imagination, that one. We know each other, sure. Drew blades together a few times. But I'm not sure I'd call him a friend. Not since he signed up with the Queen. He didn't tell you? Of course he didn't. He's the biggest liar I know. Razumdar works directly for the Queen herself. Some kind of hush-hush cloak and dagger outfit. Thieves and liars, the lot of them.
If you have a letter from the Forge Mother, then you've come to the right place. And we don't even care that you're one of those Khajiit-loving, Bosmer-liking, preening like a high elf, card-carrying members of the Aldmeri Dominion. No offense. And here I am, all the way from the icy nethers of Hrothgar, to officially welcome you and transport you to Orsinium. Of course, I'm also supposed to make sure you're willing to do a little hard work. There's no room for shirkers on my wagon. I sent a caravan full of food and supplies to Orsinium. Once there, everything will be distributed to the outlying clans to help them make it through the winter. The caravan's slow. I want you to catch up with it and see it safely to the city. The caravan should have just entered Hrothgar territory. I can take you as far as the entry gates, but you'll have to make it from there on your own. This is important. If those supplies don't reach the city, the smaller clans don't stand a chance. With so many resources diverted to rebuild the city of Orsinium or to fend off Reachman invaders, the smaller clans haven't prepared for the coming winter. For many orcs, the supplies on that caravan could mean the difference between life and death. Well, not me personally, but yes, Orsinium is going to be grander and more magnificent than any previous version of the city. King Kurog has invited artisans and merchants from all over Tamriel to help with the effort, not just adventurers like you. That's the king's beloved mother. The king is too busy waging war and cracking skulls to be bothered with sending invitations. He leaves all the administrative details to the Forge Mother. She's very good at such things. Invaders from the Reach, the Winterborn. They're following a mad warlord named Yurfon Iceheart on some insane quest to take our land. But we're not going to let that happen. We've got something the Reachmen don't. A secret weapon. Our Achater, What's an achater? The big animal next to me. That's an achater. Don't you have them around here? Sweet things, really. We use them for all sorts of things. Transportation, pack animals, beasts of burden. They even make delicious cheese. I can't get into too many details because I don't really know myself. I'm sure it has something to do with rebuilding the city of Orsinium, getting the clans in line, and dealing with the Reach invaders. It's kind of hectic in Hrothgar right now. That's complicated. Well, no, not really. Kurog saved Emmerich's arse during Rancer's war, and we do our part for the Alliance. But there's no way we're letting Covenant forces get anywhere near Orsinium. This situation requires a more personal touch. Who sacks Orsinium every time we rebuild it? The Bretons and the Red Guard. Sure, we're allies now, but how long is that going to last? So the king put it in writing. No Breton or Red Guard armies in Hrothgar. Ever. Says so in the treaty. I can take you as far as the border gate.
You there. We need help. Our caravan. They came out of nowhere. Attacked us. Stole our cargo. The orcs need those supplies. The Winterborn. From the Reach. They ambushed us. Leaped out of the damn snow. It's like they knew we were coming. After that, it was all a blur. By the gods, they turned people into ice. They shattered them. We were taking food and supplies to Orsinium. Once there, everything was supposed to be distributed to the outlying clans to help them make it through the winter. Without those supplies, many orcs will die. I don't want to be responsible for that. The remains of the caravan and the surviving members of the crew are just down the road. I don't know where the marauders took the stolen cargo, but maybe someone in the crew saw where they went. The Winterborn. From the Reach. They ambushed us. Leaped out of the damn snow. It's like they knew we were coming. After that, it was all a blur. We were taking food and supplies to the remains of the caravan and the surviving members. No, not all of us. We had a number of warriors among the crew, hired to keep guard. But we were no match for the Winterborn marauders. Some of the traders, though, they raced after them. Those supplies, their clans need them to survive the winter. We were going to help them, but an orc patrol showed up. Some chieftain named Bosrock told us to stay out of the way. The orcs went after the marauders, but they haven't come back yet. Someone's got to save the traders and recover those supplies.
What are you doing? We can't let Chief Bosrock deal with the Winterborn by himself.
I didn't come all this way to die, Elf. That isn't what I signed up for.
Damn Reachmen.
Damn it.
The cowards ambushed us.
Marauders coming from. Anyone see?
Don't worry about me. It's just a flesh wound.
I see. His death and Iceheart's
This
death.
one has never seen anything like it. Fierce Winterborn warriors shouting the name of Yorfon Iceheart over and over. It was terrifying.
Heavily wants us to help the orcs. I'm not going in there. Not with all those Winterborn marauders.
The letter I received never said anything about fighting the Reach.
Keep your head down if you don't want one of the Winterborn to chop it off.
Did Orsinium send you? Are you part of the reinforcements? The Winterborn came out of nowhere. It happened so fast. They took our cargo into the hills and the orc peasants chased them. That's when Chief Basrog and his warriors arrived. Our caravan was heading for Orsinium, the new Orc city, when the Winterborn landed on the wagons like flesh flies on skeever pie. The Orc peasants refused to let their supplies be taken, so they chased the marauders into the hills. In case you haven't noticed, these cracked acorns aren't worth their weight in bloodberry pudding. Besides, before we could rally our forces, Chief Basrog and his Orc warriors arrived. He told us to wait here and then went after the marauders. I knew I liked you the moment I saw you. Chief Basrog is big and mean and looks like he can fight. But there were an awful lot of marauders. Iceheart's Winterborn won't stop until Basrog and all the Orc peasants are dead. You better hurry. I will. Eventually. Maybe. I mean, look around. These people are injured. What happens if the Winterborn come back? Someone has to protect them. Keep them from being picked off one by one. Anyway, I'll keep them safe while you help Chief Basrog. This caravan brought me. I thought we already covered that. Oh, you mean specifically? The invitation. You got one too, didn't you? It talked about testing yourself against the most savage land in Tamriel. That was a challenge I couldn't pass up. He's a chief, in charge of an Orc clan or something. If you ask me, he's got more than a chip on his shoulder. It's a whole damn mountain. I don't think he's a big supporter of King Korog, but he saved us before he went to help the peasants.
There's more of them. Watch out!
Split up!
There are still some of us hiding in the cave near the waterfall. You have to help them too.
I saw what you did out there. Thanks for helping the clan orcs. The ones in here, I think it's too late to help them. Iceheart. He froze them solid. The bastard's got magic, the likes of which I've never seen. Yes, I'm with Bosrog. We were out on patrol when we saw the Winterborn attack the caravan. By the time we reached the wagons, the marauders had already stolen the supplies, and a group of orc peasants were trying to chase them down. Stupid peasants. You're von Iceheart. He's the most powerful of the Winterborn warlords that have been raiding Hrothgar the past few years. Since he arrived from the Reach, the attacks have gotten worse. Iceheart is strong, ambitious, and extremely dangerous. I like your courage, but I don't think you'll get to test it today. If Iceheart was still around, we'd be frozen solid by now. My guess? He got what he wanted and hightailed it out of here. A shame, really. The outlying clans need those supplies. Enough food and supplies to get the outlying clans through the winter. Without those supplies, the clans are going to starve. Chief Bosrog went to track down the marauders and find the supplies. If he fails, I don't know what we're going to do. Search the area and see if you can find anything that even hints as to where the marauders disappeared to. If you happen to pick up their trail, find Chief Bosrog. He'll know what to do. Leave no stone unturned. Anything you uncover will prove useful.
Where did you take our supplies? Every second until you tell me what I want to know.
They should be safe enough.
Safe enough isn't good enough. Go after them. I'll continue to look for the Winterborn and the missing supplies.
The others went on ahead to the city, in case you're wondering. I, felt kind of responsible for sending you into harm's way, so I waited around to make sure you were all right. And here you are, right as rain. Same as all the others. Looking... Ah, King Kurog's mother. She's one smart woman and an even smarter orc. From what I've heard, you want to stay on her good side. I understand she has a fierce temper. Eventually. But first they asked me to go to Frostbreak Fortress. I think they realized I was good with the bow and they need something filled with arrows. Hopefully it's more of these Winterborn. Who knows? Maybe I'll see you there.
I wonder how the Winterborn knew we were coming. It was like they were waiting for us when we came through the Merchant's Gate.
Outsider who leaped into the bear's den to fight the Winterborn. Shan, the wood elf, mentioned you. Surprised you didn't end up all bruised and bloody like the rest of these fools. This is our home, not an amusement for your pleasure. And I appreciate that. Doesn't change the fact that I despise that you're here, though, sticking your nose in our business. Ah, yes. The King's invitation. What royal bag of snakes that is. Look, you have my thanks for saving those people. As much as I hate it, I owe you a favor. But right now, I need to determine where they took the stolen supplies. Let me see that. We've been betrayed, and for gold, no less. By Malakath, I'll make sure someone pays for this. Look, I need to protect the next caravan to come through the Merchant's Gate. If you truly want to help Hrothgar, then you will help me. This note indicates that the traitor has interests in the city. I want you to track down this traitor and find our stolen shipments. The fastest way to get on my good side, and on Kurog's, is to expose the traitor and recover our supplies. I suggest you start your search in the inn. Gold and dark dealings often go hand in hand with drinking and celebrating. Don't disappoint me. I hate putting my trust in outsiders. Do everyone a favor and prove me wrong. I'm the chief of the Farron clan, one of the oldest and strongest clans in all of Hrothgar. Kurog makes it sound like tradition is a bad thing. But by Malakath's broken tooth, tradition is the lifeblood of our culture. It's who we are. You're a long way from home, and sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. That's a good way to get it cut off, at least in my stronghold. Still, Malakath would call me a fool if I turned down help when it was freely offered. Unfortunately, not even orcs are immune to greed. War provides too many opportunities for those willing to trade in lives and suffering. Gold. It turns brother against brother. We were better off when we bartered for everything we needed. Look for anything that would link this traitor to the note you found. Someone with a lot of gold to spend would be a good start. Then there are the Khajiit traders that were mentioned. How many of the cat people could there be in Orsinium?
In the mood for a little trip? I can take you to Vardenfell. Ports of call include Saint-Denis and Vivec City. The cod are running thick this year. They're a little scrawny, but I make it up in volume.
Kurog and his love for Trinimac is what's hurting this whole region.
Trinkets he loves so much. I ain't complaining and I ain't asking...
Hurry to the Cloudy Dregs Inn. Our situation grows perilous, and Azura is anything but patient.
I don't sell anything I won't drink myself. I have high standards, you know.
Know what I want to do? Drink this down in peace. Know what I don't want to do? Answer some damn fool questions.
I ain't complaining and I ain't asking questions. I'm just glad I finally got paid. It's a good day, friend. I've got gold in my pocket and a full mug in my hand. So what can I do for you? I don't see how that's any of your business. And if you're thinking of trying to rob me, well, think again. I need this gold for my daughter. Now leave me be or I'll hit you with my mug. Oh, why didn't you just say so? Being all mysterious and scaring a person half to death? So, why are you looking for Gulag? By Trinimac's deformed toe, if this gold is illegal, my Shilha needs her potions. Alright, let's try this. If you forget all about what we were discussing, then I might have information that will help you. Do you agree? Right. You never heard this from me, but Gulag left here a little while ago to talk to those Khajiit traders. You know, the ones who showed up recently? And if nothing else, you should be able to smell him. He wears some kind of fancy fragrance, says it keeps the spirits docile. The Khajiit sold it to him. You ask me, it smells like a dead horker left out too long in the sun. Follow that scent and it'll lead you right to him.
Stretch your legs, Reaper. We'll be on the hunt soon.
Is almost enough to make this one want to stop dealing with it.
Arusha would agree, except for all the gold he gave us. He's got the luck of Joan and Jode, even if he smells like a dead horker.
This one hopes we are blessed with half his luck and twice his gold, but not his scent. This one does not care what you may have heard. We do not deal in illicit goods. However, if you return after we have finished setting up our shop, I may have something that would be of interest to you. Nothing illicit, of course. We are new to this city. Where the one we do business with goes, we do not know. But when he left us, he headed east, toward the residential district. Of course, all the districts of this city look the same to this one. Curious, are you? Our business is quite legal, rest assured. Not all Khajiit practice illicit trades, no matter what you may have heard. We sell elixirs of health, cures for illnesses, headache remedies, those sorts of things. That is a word, yes. The best for the best price. You won't find a lower price in the city, once we're actually open. But if it's gulag you seek, just follow the smell. It is quite prominent and it lingers like unwanted house guests.